USA Radio News with Tim Berg.
I think Robert Mueller did a horrible job, both today and with respect to the investigation. But in all fairness to Robert Mueller, he had nothing to work with.
President Trump speaking there. Now, the president did not mince any words over what he thought about special counsel Robert Mueller's testimony. The president continues.
You know, you can be a builder, but if they don't give you the right materials, you're not going to build a very good building. Robert Mueller had no material. He had nothing to work with. So obviously he did very poorly today.
House Minority Whip Republican Steve Scalise blasts Democrats for trying to impeach President Trump, saying there's more important things that they should be accomplishing on Capitol Hill.
I think most Americans recognize that the things that aren't being done are more important than watching what they're trying to do moving towards impeachment with no grounds for impeachment.
And you're listening to USA Radio News. Theresa May steps down as British Prime Minister Boris Johnson takes over. Here's USA Radio Network's Chris Barnes.
May delivers her final speech in front of number 10 Downing Street, saying she hopes for a Brexit, in her words, that works for the entire United Kingdom.
Success in that task can come a new beginning for our country, a national renewal that can move us beyond the current impasse into the bright future the British people deserve.
A short time later, Johnson spoke from 10 Downing Street.
I have just been to see Her Majesty the Queen, who has invited me to form a government, and I have accepted.
The National Park Service says the Washington Monument will reopen to the public next month. The monument closed in August of 2016 for construction of a new security screening building and to repair and modernize the elevator that takes visitors to the 500-foot observation level. The updates to the elevator are for safety and long-term reliability. This is USA Radio News. Many first-time home buyers are struggling to find that right home they're looking for. Realtor.com chief economist Danielle Hale talks on Fox Business about some of the challenges buyers are having in this tricky housing market.
Well, as you know, prices have risen for several years in a row now, and it's particularly hard for first-time home buyers because while we have more homes overall in the housing market, we still don't have very many entry-level homes. Builders have really struggled to build in those lower price points, and that just means first-time home buyers are out there for a long time shopping for a home.
As far as if first-time home buyers are prepared, Hale says,
that's a great question. It is a process, and so it makes sense to pair with an expert who's going to help guide you through that process. You can get lots of information on sites like Realtor.com. You can even find a real estate agent to work with if you don't already have one. So there's lots of information out there, and first-time home buyers are getting prepared. When we asked first-time home buyers what was taking them so long in the search, the biggest thing was finding a home that meets their needs and falls within their budget range. So I think prices more than lack of information is really driving this trend.
And as far as interest rates playing a major role, Hale says,
yeah, you know, we've already seen mortgage rates come down pretty dramatically since the end of last year. They're down now about 3.8%. That's 70 basis points below where they were last year. So that's a big help, especially for first-time home buyers who generally borrow larger amounts of money because they put smaller down payments. They don't have as much saved up for their first home purchase.
For USA Radio News, I'm Tim Berg.